Are you even a gardener if you don't have a chocolate tin full to the brim of brand new seeds that you've brought for the new season, even though you've got an old chocolate tin full of seeds that you brought for last year's season? It's finally time. It's finally here.
What are you doing?
The first day of 2025's seed sowing. I have never been more excited or enthusiastic about anything. Put lots of compost in so it's nice and full. That's brilliant. Well done. Great work. How are you getting on, little tinkies? Oh, is there anything better than a dirty little mitt?
Yeah.
A dirty little mitt?
Yeah.
What should we start with? We'll start with the I think we should start with the onions. Yeah? Now, this process that I'm using is multi-sowing. So sowing 4 to 5 onion seeds in each little hole in hope that they germinate as little clusters. If you are going for show-stopping vegetables, meaning the bigger the better, with no imperfections, you will find it beneficial to plant the seeds as a single seed. Just plant more of them so you've got more chance of germination. You can have more. It needs to be filled up to the top if you can, please, boys. So we're on our drive to self-sufficiency. It's the dream. And this year I'm going hard or go home style on the veg. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm trying to only sow things that we eat a lot of, rather than just trying to grow adventurous things that we don't eat. However, I have got some celery seeds this year I would like to try and have a go at. I feel like I could yes, just a moment. I feel like I could incorporate those into our diet quite easily. So I'm just going to carry on sowing the onion seeds for a moment. I know onions aren't for everyone, but they are in fact full of health benefits, packed with nutrients. They may benefit heart health, they are loaded with antioxidants, they contain anti-cancer compounds, and they can help regulate blood sugar. Here at Greyfields, we love an onion.
Can I do seeds?
How much more compost have we got? Have we run out of compost?
Yeah.
That's not good, is it?
There's more there.
If you do in fact have little ones who are excited to see how seeds grow and how you sow them, get them involved. It's a great learning opportunity for them, learning the skills of nurturing and patience given the time it can take for a seed to germinate. It's great to talk to them about why you are growing these veg, especially if you're doing it for self-sufficiency and reducement of waste. And seeing their face on harvest day truly is magical.
Hey, Mummy.
Lovely, well done.
Here's a cup of food. I don't need you. Wow. Mommy, I don't need.
So that's the onions done. Paticate, don't forget to write on the pots. Put them to bed. Nice cosy duvet. Got a bit of compost in your mouth, River.
What?
You're rocking all the bench and the camera. I made the fatal error. I told them to stop doing something. So the rocking and the shaking continued and got worse, in fact. Yes, babe.
Mommy,
Yeah.
more.
Honey. But yes, we eat a lot of onions, so this is just a dip really in the ocean, because I will be planting a lot more, but I just want to do it more successionally. I'm sure. Oh, you are kidding me! Oh, damn, I'm sprouting up all over the place now, aren't I? All right, that's enough. Thank you very much. What a waste of compost. Get down. And you can go.
God. I want them. I want them, Mummy. I want them, Mummy.
No.
Me.
So it's been a little minute since I last tried my seed sowing episode. That's a bit low, isn't it? We ran out of compost. The boys had a fight. So yeah, that left me thinking I was going to come back out in the afternoon, pop to B&Q, get the compost and carry on. It didn't happen like that. So I am going to continue today. I have got to sow today some cauliflowers, some leeks, red onions, garlic chives, shallots. So excited to grow my own shallots. I haven't done them before, not sure why, just haven't. Celery, done that before, did great. Didn't do it again for the last like 3 years, a bit random. And I'm going to start my jalapeños. Got myself some lovely fruit canes from B&Q. I didn't think they were badly priced at all, to plant up in my little wildlife / orchard area. I chose the paper trays. Amazing because they are biodegradable. Downside is that the water evaporates, transpires much more quickly within these, so I will need to water them a lot more often than the plastic trays, which isn't really a problem because they're going to go on the kitchen side. Oops, I've not used these before. First impressions is that they are difficult to get apart and damage easily in pulling them apart. I've chosen a very bog standard multi-purpose compost, peat free. I've always used multi-purpose compost. So peat harvesting releases huge amounts of stored carbon dioxide, adding to the greenhouse gas levels. I am under the impression gardeners like I have not been able to purchase peat containing composts since the end of 2024. I'm doing this in the storm, so everything is rattling and banging all around me. Let's hope nothing flies off the barn. I like to take the big chunks if I quite often find some bit of branching. I mean, the dream is to eventually use my own compost, obviously. It's every gardener's dream who's got a compost heap. I do seem to be doing much better this year. I built my own compost heap just using some pallets that we had knocking around. Just literally used some brackets and secured them together, put a little door on the front, split door. I will show you. And yeah, I've just been throwing in my garden waste. I try not to put so much food waste in there. Give that to the chickens and the turkeys where possible. because obviously rat-a-tat-tat, we get enough of them with the straw and the hay in the barn without having to encourage them with food. So we're going to start, with the jalapeños and the garlic chives. I don't want tons and tons of these, so I'm going to just use a couple rows for each one. I'm going to put a little hole. I'm going to put a couple of seeds in each one. I essentially want to plant these into larger pots on their own once they're established and they've got a couple of true leaves. These I am happy to multi-sow in little clusters, and when they're big enough to be planted out, I'm going to use them as companion plants. I'm going to just literally use this little stick. I usually use a pen, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to use my finger, in fact. So there's the little seeds, and I'm just going to literally pop one in each hole. Just over the tip of my finger deep, I'd say. Not too technical here. Then what I always say to the kids is, let's put them to bed now. We put the little blanket on. Little blanket of compost. Keep them nice and warm. I'm sure everyone who is into gardening is on a mission to be more self-sufficient, striving towards self-sufficiency and learning and growing and all of the rest of it. There is nothing more rewarding, in my opinion, than growing your own vegetables. It's like therapy, and the children love it, and I think it's an amazing life lesson to be learnt. Those chilies, those jalapeno peppers, which I've chosen, are apparently plot to plate in 5 months. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to plant some celery next. It's the Hadrian variety. Looks really good. Long harvest period, disease and bolt resistant. Tall green stems with great flavour. I use lots of celery in my bases, I suppose, bologneses and things like that, stews and whatnot. So going to have another go at growing those. The seeds are tiny. I don't know if you can see just how small they are. So I'm going to multi-sow these. So I checked with Charles Stouting on his website, and he does. He just says you get thinner stalks, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to do the lot, if the wind doesn't blow them out of my hand. Just about feel the seed between my fingers. So I've put roughly four in each cell. So I'm going to pop the remainder in there. So I'm planning on successionally sowing my seeds this year with the crops that I can anyway, which is most. Successional sowing is the sowing of seeds every so many weeks, the same seed, so that you can harvest it throughout a period of time. Things such as the celery are able to harvest up to October, same with the jalapeños, so it makes sense. Didn't see ya, creepers. So it makes sense to sow them so that you've got a continuous harvest. On that drive to self-sufficiency, you know, you need to be able to have a continual crop to pick at. So they're all covered up now in their bed. I'm just going to water them. So I'm going to water them now, my trusty little watering can. So I'm using tap water in here. Apparently tap water is much better for watering your plants with. I presumed rainwater would be. So I've got a water butt that I don't use, or don't use at this stage anyway, because of the disease that rainwater can carry. So it's better to use tap water. So I'm just going to give them a light watering, ensure the compost is soaked, and then pop them to the side and move on. Don't forget to label what you're planting, sowing, because you could end up in a little bit of a pickle. I have before just dried off a milk carton, cut it into strips and use that as a way of labelling them. This time I am literally just writing on this paper, which I know is going to rub off, but I'm going to get the kids to make my plastic plant name labels. When they're back from school, they'll enjoy doing that, fighting over who's cutting up the milk bottle. I'm on to my cauliflowers next. Now this isn't the all year round variety that I've tried with every other year. Dumper truck going by. However, I have every intention of growing it on inside till it's a sturdy size, even if I transfer it into my greenhouse at some point when it starts to warm up a bit. But I've never been very good with cauliflower, so okay, fine. Just put him away then. So yeah, wish me luck on this being my year of the cauliflower. I'm just going to plant the lot. I'm going to do the lot this time. I've got plenty more. Onto the garlic chives. As I explained with these, I am going to be feel a bit rude not looking at the camera when I'm talking. I am going to multi-sow them, so sow them in little clusters. I'm going to put about 4 seeds per cell. You know, see how they get on, but I predominantly use these garlic chives in salads and things. Not only do they taste delicious, sort of like an onion seed. That's a birthmark, so ignore that. Sort of like an onion seed. Going to plant it pretty much the same, so 4 in each cell, 4 to 5. And they are a great companion plant. If you suffer with carrot root fly and also roses that get black spot, if you plant a nice row of garlic chives just at the edge of the bed or wherever it is you're growing them, plant them next to those, the carrot or the rose, and they will deter the carrot fly. So that is wonderful. Also very good to plant near apple trees. They prevent the apple scab. So round any apple trees that I have got in my little orcharded areas, I will be perhaps planting these around the roots. Onto the shallots. Super excited for these this year. So yes, like an onion, two distinct root vegetables. The main difference between the shallot and the onion is basically one, the flavour, and two, the way the root is structured. A shallot also likes to be planted near a carrot. Carrot and lettuce, they can both help keep the soil environment perfect for what the shallots like. So my carrots are going to be busy with being companion planted this year. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put the whole lot in. Again, just like an onion seed. If you've ever seen an onion seed, they look like this, little black seeds. 1, 2, 3. Shallots also work well with beetroots, cabbages, tomatoes and strawberries. Predominantly things that pests are very much attracted to. I guess that it's potentially the scent that they emit, the scent that they emit that actually deters the pest. You know, we all know how strong an onion can be, although a shallot is milder and sweeter in flavour, it does still pack that onion scent. So there we have it. That worked out perfectly for me with my shallot numbers. Pop those in there. When these grow, I will keep them as little clusters. So obviously they're going to grow now as little clusters of 4 or 5. I might have done 6. I will thin them out to a maximum, I'd say, of about 5, just to allow them that room for growth and effective, efficient development of the bulb. But yeah, I'll plant them all as a cell, if you like, into the ground in their designated spot. I've spent a while planning out where I'm going to plant everything this year, so I'm really looking forward to being able to take you on that little journey with me if that's something that you're interested in. And if anyone's got any tips and tricks too, I am just a beginner gardener. I've done it for a few years, but I don't really have much knowledge. It's been a bit of a luck of the draw. Moving on to the leeks. So the leeks variety I'm using is terminal. I've got another variety of leeks, the Musselburgh variety. Yeah, so I've done exceptionally well with leeks over the last couple of years, and they're awesome to just harvest, slice up and pop them into freezer bags and freeze them. There's been, I haven't noticed any reason why I couldn't do that, because they're just, oh wow, we've got a lot in there. Probably aren't going to use all of those, but it's perhaps because leeks like a more alkaline soil and we're on clay. I do use a more acidic soil on top of the clay, but because the leeks are rooting down, they perhaps access that clay. I don't actually know, but I seem to do really, really well with them. Had a year where I grew a load of little skinny ones, but I believe I just didn't plant them sow them in time. But this year I am obviously going for it with my 2 packs. I will successionally sow. They're great to overwinter. Leave them in the ground and overwinter them if you like. So yeah, I'm gonna go leek crazy, and let's guess that they're probably an awesome companion plant. No, they are again. They're a really good companion plant. I planted them actually this last year by my potatoes, and I should look really to see if that worked, because my potatoes did really well as well. And there we have it. That's obviously not all the seeds that I'm going to sow going into this season. However, that's about as much room as I have at the moment to germinate, and those are the ones that I wanted to get going the soonest. So yeah, I'm going to keep my seeds in my lovely heroes tin out here, away from the kids who do love sowing seeds. So if they get their hands on them, they're going to have the time of their life. I'm going to take these, I'm going to put them in front of a sunny windowsill. We have a lovely kitchen window that's south facing. I'm not sure how I'm going to fit all of them into that space. However, let's all pray that they're going to germinate. And I'm hoping I can show you my harvest one of the days in the not what seems like very distant future, but time is flying. Anyway, take care, see you soon.